Hello and welcome to Market House, the podcast where we talk all things Disney. My name's Caleb.
And I'm Caitlin.
And this week we talk about Fantasmic returning to Disneyland,
Inside Out 2 updates,
and Christmas at the Disneyland Resort. Let's dive in. All right, and this is episode number 109. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, welcome back as always, everybody.
Welcome back. We are recording this on your due date.
I know, isn't that crazy?
This is nuts. So this is November 11th.
Mm-hmm.
The little one we were planning on her being here today.
Mm-hmm.
We will see if she decides to make her appearance in the next 24 hours. Not showing a ton of signs yet.
No.
I think she might be a little cozy, so we'll have to maybe nudge her out a little bit, maybe speed up the process.
Yeah, we've been trying a bunch of things. We go on walks literally throughout this entire pregnancy. We'd go on usually 1.5 miles to 2 miles every night. Just walk together, talk. Towards the end of pregnancy, we did the whole the ball bouncing with the exercise ball. We've done spicy foods. The one thing I haven't tried, which one of you just messaged on Instagram, was trying pineapple. Oh. Haven't done that, but yeah, she's cozy in there.
She's real cozy, so we'll see what happens this week.
Yeah.
Again, probably a lack of planning on my part, thinking that we could record today.
I'm excited for it.
I know.
If she comes during it, you guys will all know. So.
Exactly. We'll just cut it short. So that's what we've been up to, kind of preparing for little one. Mm-hmm. We've also been keeping up with, we watched the season finale of Loki season 2.
It was so good.
Fantastic. We're not going to get into spoilers or anything just because it is fairly new still. Mm-hmm. Some of you may not have watched it yet, so we're not going to say anything specific. But all I'm going to say is if you're not watching Loki, definitely watch this season. Of course, catch up on season 1 if you haven't seen it. But it is a fantastic, really, really, really good show.
I personally think it was better than season 1.
Yeah, I'd say
You think so?
Yeah,
okay,
I think
good.
so.
Yeah, definitely watch it and let us know what you think. I thought it was great.
Yes. 5 stars out of 5. Not out of 10 over here. Also, one last thing before we dive into everything else. If you follow us on Instagram, you definitely know what's going on. But we did have to say goodbye to Caitlin's car this week. It unfortunately wouldn't start. It already had some coolant issues. We talked about that before. Mm-hmm. And when I went to go work on it one day, I went to start it after it's sitting for maybe 4 or 5 days, and it wouldn't start. Mm-hmm. So I rolled out the battery, all that good stuff, and turns out, after the mechanic called me, it's a blown head gasket. And if you know cars at all, you know that's a very, very expensive job. And so with a car with nearly 200,000 miles, it does not make sense to pour another $4,000 into it. So we're saying goodbye.
We're saying goodbye. It feels like we're closing a book.
It's really sad
It's
because
sad.
We kind of expected it again because it was old and it was having some problems. And so we were like, it's going to die any day now. We planned for that. We bought Caitlin a new car. And so that's been great. And we've had, but we've always had 2 cars. So now going down to 1 car for a season is going to be a little different.
But perfect timing though for it to happen.
That's true.
Honestly.
We're both home for a while, so we're not in a huge rush. And again, if any of you are aware of the current financial state of this whatever we're in, it's 8% interest for freaking cars. So I'm not doing that. I'm not borrowing money at that crazy interest rate.
Right.
So we'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
I'll buy a bike and I'll just bike around town.
Oh, I liked your idea of getting a Vespa.
I want a Vespa. I pitched this to Caitlin because she works fairly near us.
Yes.
Not too far from us. Mm-hmm. She could totally Vespa to work. You don't like the idea. It's very Italian. Throw a helmet on.
Yeah.
Meet.
I just don't know. I don't know if it'd be, I don't know. Knowing me, I'd probably hit something.
If you agree with me and Caitlin should get a Vespa, I think let's get something started. Message us on Instagram if you think Caitlin should get a Vespa.
Oh my God.
I love this idea.
Okay, now I can't wait to see who's going to message.
Please do.
Okay.
Hey, before we dive into the news, please consider leaving a review on Apple Podcast or Spotify. A giant help to the show. Seriously, share this episode with a friend if they like Disney or you'd like them to like Disney. That's a huge help to the show. Also, you can support us over on Patreon, markethousepodcast.com/support. We also have that linked in the episode description. Thank you to all of our supporters over there. It means the world to us, seriously, that you choose to support us financially. It is a huge blessing. So thank you, and thank you to advance for those who wants to sign up over there. All right, let's dive into that news. I may have jumped the gun a little bit. We're not going to dive into the news just yet. Let's update you on our current fundraiser.
Yes, it's going pretty well.
Yeah, going pretty well. It's on Instagram. We are about halfway, or like a little over 50% fully funded, if that
Yeah,
makes
to our
sense.
goal of $500.
To our goal of $500. So this is going to go on until the end of the month, I believe. And again, this is going towards Give Kids the World, which is an 89-acre nonprofit storybook resort in Central Florida. Here, children with critical illnesses and their families are treated to week-long, cost-free vacations. So that is so cool. Again, I think it's a great effort, and we'd love to support them.
Yeah, and when you think about organizations like this, when they're doing things like this for the family, it's very cost prohibitive sometimes to kind of put these things together. So the fact that they're able to take these families, bring them in, and not have the families spend a dime is truly amazing. So we're super excited. We did launch it, as Caleb mentioned, this past week. A ton of you have already been giving it and sharing it on your stories, and we just want to say thank you very much. We're so excited to reach that goal by the end of the month.
Yeah, huge thank you to those who have supported it and shared with your friends. If you can continue to do that, that would be awesome. Again, if you could join us, $5, $10, $20, whatever you can do, we would so appreciate that. I know life is expensive. We just talked about broken cars, expensive groceries, you name it. Things are expensive right now. I understand completely. But if you can throw a couple bucks, that would be so awesome. All right, now let's dive into the news.
All right, first up, we have some super exciting news over at the Disneyland Resort. Fantasmic will be returning on May 24th of 2024, and I am so excited about this.
Yeah, that was exciting. We knew it was coming back sometime in 24. Now
Yeah.
they've given us an exact date. And yeah, again, all we know, no other details have been released yet. All we know is that the dragon will not be returning to the show. They are actively working on a new finale to that show. So we'll see what that looks like. I'm excited to see what Imagineers kind of come up for it. I'm sure it will be awesome. I hope it's not, done on a budget, which means like screens and cheap effects that way.
Right.
I'm sure it will be awesome to match the epicness that was the dragon.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, and actually more curious, if they're going to take the villain's approach for like the ending of that show. Because again, you think about it, Maleficent is such a big part to Fantasmic. So I'm kind of like, or the dragon, whatever everyone calls it. I'm just curious if it's going to be like, hey, we're going to introduce a new villain to the show instead of that one, or if they're going to just change the whole course of the story.
I don't know.
I'm curious.
Maybe it'd be kind of cool if they featured a new one every show. Like, what if he
Yes.
battled the new villain like
That would be neat.
right?
I mean, I know it's a
That's a
very
lot of work.
high cost for
Yeah.
them, but it would be neat for us because you'd be like, which villain are you going to get?
Yeah.
That would be awesome. That's a good idea.
Come on, Disney.
Come on.
I'm available. Pay me $1 million a year and I'll be your Imagineer. All right, next up is kind of some specific news to those of you that suffer from my affliction of not eating certain things at the parks because of an allergy or what have you. But it has come to our attention that Disney has removed two of the best gluten-free options at the parks. Let me share this with you. Lamplight Lounge, if I can talk, now has a shared fryer, which means they cannot offer the lobster/chicken/steak nachos or potato skins on the gluten-free menu.
And this is a bummer. And for those of you who are like, what does that mean, the whole shared fryer? Normally for people with allergies, like for example, the potato chips or the tortilla chips that they might use, normally what they would do is any kitchen would fry everything in the same fryer. Well, when you have an allergy, you can't have things like, for example, Caleb couldn't have his chips fried in the same thing as fried chicken because it's something called cross-contamination and he would get sick. So Disney would separate those items and have like, hey, the gluten-free things are in its own fryer. They have unfortunately taken that away, which means no more allergy-friendly option nachos.
Yeah, which I'm like, why take a step backwards? That's what confuses me.
know.
I would understand if they built a restaurant and they couldn't fit 2 or 3 fryers in it and they only had one, what have you, and they go, hey, sorry, we just can't fit enough, and it starts off not offering stuff.
Right.
But the fact that they've gone, no, we've taken it away, makes no sense to me.
Yeah, the one thing that I'm curious about is what is left on the menu is the pork chop, which is fine. We've never had that. But the one thing I'm curious about is did they take the gluten-free cheeseburger away as well?
They don't have it listed. So they used to have a gluten-free cheeseburger, which means a gluten-free bun.
Yeah.
It's not listed anymore. So I'm hoping this is a weird thing going on and it's temporary. I can't imagine them doing this. But if it's true, that is pure silliness and very frustrating. Again, especially when you compare it to Walt Disney World, it feels like Walt Disney World's actively adding gluten-free options,
Right.
not taking them away. I feel like it would be flipped. You're in Southern California,
I know.
which is kind of known as being sensitive to allergies and food issues. That is so weird.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, I think it was a couple years ago, the Craftsman the Craftsman Bar at the Grand Californian, they took away the tortilla chips as well.
They did.
So you can't do the nachos. But another thing I wanted to mention that we're going to be diving in deeper in just a little bit with our main segment is the Festival of the Holidays menus were just released, obviously, because the holidays have now hit the parks. And there is only 3 gluten-free options at all of the booths.
So out of, I think there's 8 or 9 booths, there are 3 options I can get, and they're like not super exciting. I'm appreciative that there's at least a few, but it is a little like you want to just sit someone down and be like, why can't you have an allergy-friendly booth?
Yeah.
Name it, like have a bunch of stuff there that's naturally gluten-free, not nasty stuff that, like I get you would probably like someone at home, if you ate a gluten-free something, you'd be like, this is disgusting. We're used to it. It tastes good to us.
Yeah.
But offer stuff that naturally is gluten-free. And that's good.
I totally agree. And again, this isn't a time where we're just like complaining because Caleb has like celiac and he can't have it. It's for all allergies. Like make it just easily accessible for people because again, so many people come to the parks this time of year and they want to be able to enjoy those food booths.
Yeah.
So again, even if it's small, like a cookie, it's prepackaged, whatever it is, it doesn't need to be fancy. But I am kind of disappointed that Disney still continues to not really up and kind of amp up their allergy options.
Yep.
It's a bummer.
Totally agree. All right, and for our last news story, it takes place inside of our minds.
Ooh.
Specifically, our emotions. Inside Out 2 has released their first trailer. Came out on Thursday, November 9th. And what do you think?
I'm excited for it.
Okay.
I know people have been kind of looking forward to this trailer for quite some time. From what I've seen on the internet, it was a mixture of emotions.
Okay.
No pun intended there. But it looks like they are introducing a couple new emotions to the main cast of the original ones for Riley.
Yeah.
So excited to kind of see what they do there. One of them is anxiety.
Yeah, that's the only one that was featured in the trailer.
Yes, who's going to be played by Maya Hawke, which from those of you who have seen Stranger Things, she's in that.
Yep. Daughter of Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, I'm excited to kind of see what they do with it. Again, the first one was so good. I am a little worried that they are going to kind of ruin it with the second one.
I know. Yes, some of their sequels have been great and some have not been fantastic. So I am curious how this one will be received.
Yes, but I did see that Disney announced on one of their social media platforms that this was like the most viewed like teaser trailer like ever for the company or something like that. Yeah, it was something on Instagram that Disney posted. Not Disneyland, but it was either like Walt Disney Studios or something.
Okay.
And they're basically like, thanks for doing that. And you're like, of course.
Well, you watched it a few times. So let me list off the other, what do you call them? Emotions, thank you, that will be featured in this new Inside Out movie. So anxiety was shown in the trailer. These next 3 were not. So we don't know much about them. Embarrassment is one. Excuse me if I butcher the pronunciation of this. Ennui? E-N-N-U-I. Ennui? Ennui. I don't know. I don't know this emotion. I don't know if I've experienced it in my life, but it is a feeling of listlessness and dissatisfaction arising from a lack of occupation or excitement.
That's very complex.
It's very deep. So I'm really curious how they're going to break that one down in a kids movie. And then finally there's envy, which is, we can all understand that.
Right.
But that one right there is going to be a tough nut to crack in an hour and a half.
Well, yeah, because again, they go by their names of the emotion, obviously. So disgust, fear, joy.
Yeah.
Is this one's going to be called
Inui? I don't know. Maybe I'm butchering it. Maybe it's something very simple.
Maybe it's annoy.
Inui? Inui. I don't know.
Let us know.
Some other things that were kind of interesting. This is not having to do with the trailer, but Bill Hader and Mindy Kaling will not be returning, unfortunately, due to contractual issues. So if you know, Bill Hader played Fear. Mm-hmm. Mindy Kaling played Disgust. Both did a fantastic job. I'm a giant Bill Hader fan. Mindy Kaling was literally created for that role. She did it perfectly. So that's a bummer. This is a rumor. This is not verified by Disney, of course, or anything. But rumor is Amy Poehler, who plays Joy, was offered $5 million to reprise her role as Joy with bonuses. So depending on how the movie performs, she'll get some kind of performance bonus at the end there. While Bill Hader and Mindy Kaling were only offered $100,000. Now, let me pause for a second. $100,000 for a week's worth of work, that would be amazing, right? If you got $100,000 for a week of work, I would be jumping for joy.
Right.
We're normal, and so we're not offered this kind of money in everyday life. But to these people who they're frequently signing multi-million-dollar contracts. $100,000 is a massive slap to the face. So I'm very curious why they chose to do that. Maybe they were hard to work with. I don't know. I may be looking into this. But let me tell you who's going to be returning. Amy Poehler, of course, is returning as Joy. I would too if I was getting paid $5 million.
Yeah.
Phyllis Smith is returning as Sadness. She was perfect in that. Lewis Black, again, a perfect casting there for Anger. The new cast members that are confirmed are Tony Hale, who's playing Fear. Any Arrested Development fans out there knows Tony Hale as playing Buster. Love him as that. So I think he'll do a good job. Liza Lapira, I don't know if I'm butchering her name, is playing Disgust. And Maya Hawke is making her appearance as Anxiety. The film releases on June 14th of 2024.
I'm really excited to see it. So
We'll see. All right, you know what that cash register sound means. It is time to spend some money with us over at Shop the Mouse with Market House. What can the people spend some money on today?
We have some goodies this time, guys. And again, they are going to be festive because we love the holidays over here. And first up, I'm actually super excited to go over this one because this is actually something that we recently just purchased.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
What are we doing?
So the first thing that we have is a Minnie and Mickey winter doormat. It's very festive, it's very Christmassy, and you can find this at Target for only $12.99.
Yeah, I was a little, I'm not going to lie. I was a little, I was suspicious.
Yes.
At being $13. I feel like that's a very good price for a doormat.
Right?
And I was a little like, it's going to come, it's going to look terrible, it's going to be bad quality. It's fantastic.
It's awesome.
$13.
It's so cute too. So basically it has Minnie and Mickey. Of course, it's the classic Minnie and Mickey. They have little scarves on, little like Santa hats, there's snowflakes on it. It's adorable. It's super cheap. And it's honestly, from what we've noticed so far of having it for the past couple weeks, it's been great quality.
Yes,
I
awesome.
loved it. Next up, we have something on Shop Disney. For those who don't know, Disney obviously has all of their holiday merch out at this point, which I did want to leave a quick note to you guys. They're having all these Black Friday sales currently, and almost all of their Christmas merch is like 20% off, which is highly unusual.
That is nuts. And correct me if I'm wrong, can you stack coupons? Because we got some sent in the mail. If any of you are signed up for the Disney whatever, I don't even know you have to be a part of to get these.
Yes.
But we got 2 coupons that are good right now for, is it an additional 20% off or can you only use one code?
To be honest, I don't know.
Okay.
But I feel like they won't let you stack unless it's like a
lame.
Like,
okay.
Hey, like here's a reward
okay.
thing that they sent you. But I could be wrong, but just double check those coupon codes because if you can, that's going to be a great deal.
And if you have a full price item you want to grab and you have those coupons, it's a good time.
Yeah, like some of the Christmas ears right now like are normally like $40. They're on sale for like $27.99.
That's nuts.
Yeah, like the countdown's on sale. Like all the stuff that normally doesn't go on sale till like mid-December is already there. So I don't know if that's a sign that they're not selling anything.
I don't know. Maybe people are slowing down.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. So the first item and last item that I have from Shop Disney this week is a holiday sweater spirit jersey. So for those of you who are like, well, what? This is the sweater version of the regular spirit jerseys that they obviously release all throughout the year. It's a super cute, it's thicker, it's oversized, and it's like that bright Christmas red. It has the classic like Disneyland logo, and that's pretty much it. It's super basic, and that's what I really love about it. The only unfortunate part of it is it is $100.
It's $100, and that is steep. But I'm not even going to try and justify the price because it is very expensive. But the usual spirit jersey is like $80.
Yes.
The reason why this is $20 more, I believe, is that it's holiday. That's also a little premium. And it's thicker.
Yes, so it's an actual sweater material.
Yeah,
so it's not.
I'm going to admit, you probably can't rock this yet down at the parks. It's been like 80 degrees.
Yeah, I mean, again, there's the nights do get cold there, but we were just watching a video today with someone who lives down there, and they were commenting on the spirit jerseys. And they're like, we wish we could wear that here. It's only cold for like a couple weeks.
Right? So I think it's definitely maybe wear it at home, or if you're from out of state or from not in the LA area, it's worth a grab.
I would definitely watch this item. Again, they go on sale literally every single year. I think they drop down to like $60 or $70. Again, as mentioned, it is a sweater material, so it's not the normal spirit jersey thin, wrinkly t-shirt material. This is also a great option to not only wear at the parks, but if you want to wear it to like a sweater, like Christmas party with your friends and family or whatever. And again, it's not so much like there's Mickey all over it and Mickey snowflakes. Like it's very basic,
subtle. So
I love it. So if you end up getting anything at the parks or on Shop Disney, definitely let us know. There's a couple things that we have our eyes on. If you end up getting the that from Target. Highly recommend. But those are just some fun items that I found this week.
Yeah, share them with us over on Instagram. If you follow us over there, we'd love to see what you're grabbing and just share that Disney Christmas joy. All right, and that brings us to our main segment of this week's episode, and that is Christmas at the Disneyland Resort.
It's officially hit.
It is officially hit. So it officially hit on November 10th, which was a Friday.
Correct.
And it was pretty cool.
It's magical.
It was so magical. We watched a good video from Fresh Baked, the OG himself, who we met at the park once.
We did.
It's very nice.
At Carnation Cafe.
At Carnation Cafe. And it was actually during Christmas time.
It was because he was in like a green and like red outfit.
He was green sweater and red pants.
Yes.
And I fell in love that day. Just kidding. No, he was like, I mean, I grew up watching Dave at Fresh Baked, right? I would race home. I worked at a bank at the time and in high school. How did that work? I don't even know how that worked.
I don't know.
Did I go to school?
It was high school?
Did I graduate high
That was
school?
in
I don't know.
college.
I don't remember. I would race home on my lunch break and heat up some gluten-free corn dogs, very healthy, and watch Fresh Baked on the daily.
Childhood right there.
Childhood right there. How my arteries aren't clogged, I don't know, but I survived. But he's a classic. But we just watched his kind of opening day at the parks vlog, and it just got me. It got me so in the mood for Disney that I actually booked a hotel stay for next year. We'll see. It's tentative. We just got it on the books so we can maybe lock in some pricing, but we'll see if we make it down.
I'm so excited.
I know. I feel like I can't take it back now, just in case.
No.
But we'll see. This might be the little one's first trip.
Oh my gosh.
So we have another one planned. I'm just going to hint on the East Coast next year at the end of 24. And we wanted her first trip to be to Disneyland. We're going to break the cycle because my first trip was actually Walt Disney World when I was like 2 or 3. And Caitlin's first trip was to Walt Disney World when she was like 1, even though we're both from like California.
Isn't that crazy?
I
don't get it.
How did that happen?
I have no idea.
So we need to break the mold and send the little one to Disneyland for her first trip. The true OG, the classic park.
Oh my gosh.
So
Ooh, stay tuned.
anyways, it really got us in the spirit of the holidays, and it's just beautiful. The this time of year at the parks is just unmatched.
Well, I have to tell you, last week when we were talking about like the holidays,
That was
whether
2 weeks
it's-
ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So whether it's Halloween, whether it's Christmas, man, the videos that we just saw, like even today and yesterday, Main Street is absolutely stunning
It's
at
like
night.
you can't beat it.
Oh my gosh.
The lights, the wreaths, the castle all lit up. It
The
is just
Snope.
it's something else.
So good.
Yep.
I love that it's called Snope.
Reminds me of Snape, Professor Snape, which is not, he's not a really warm guy. So I don't understand. So what should you expect this time of year? If you're planning a trip to the parks this Christmas season or maybe next, what should you expect? We're going to break it down here. We will kind of skim over some sections since we did just talk about this time of year a couple of weeks ago. We'll try and condense that down.
Yeah. So first up, I think we should start with characters because Disney just released the new character outfits for the holidays.
What do you think?
They're not my favorite
Okay.
this year. Again, and I'm not going to be like, they're terrible. They're not terrible. I don't think they're amazing. I'm just not a fan of like the color palette. The green is very odd.
Yeah, so Mickey's in some like really bright green pants. It doesn't work for me. And someone, who was it that said they look... I'm going to say it here. The kiddos won't know who this person is, but she said that he looks like Hugh Hefner.
Yes, because he's in like a robe, and then
He looks like he's in a smoking jacket. Is what it looks
well,
like.
it's that there's that person, and then there was the guy from The Office, that Steve Carell plays.
Oh yeah, Michael
I've never
Scott.
seen that show, but apparently he's in like a Christmas robe in one of the episodes.
Got it.
And I've seen a ton of people say that. So again, they look fine. I think Goofy's is the cutest outfit, and like
Okay.
Minnie Mouse's. Again, what we've all known for a while now is Disney's been doing kind of a weirder color palette for Halloween and Christmas.
This is my my thoughts on
Yeah.
it. I think they are. I can't think of the word. What I was gonna say. What do you call it when
What?
it's a theory? Good grief, my brain's not working. My running theory is that they're running out of ideas. Like they did the classic Christmas look for a few years, and maybe they would be accused of looking the exact same year over year.
Yeah.
So maybe they're getting a little wacky because it's just kind of the same thing, the same color palette every year.
I mean, again, at the end of the day, any of the characters in a Christmas outfit, they're going to look great. But I'm like, just the green is just a little odd. It's not like that deep pine forest green.
It's not. It's like bright.
But again, other than that, they're going to look great if you see them. They're super cute.
They are very cute. Also, there is a Santa meet and greet over in Pooh's Corner area.
Yes.
Yeah, which is like so awesome. So honestly, Guys, save your money. Don't go to the mall Santa. Go see Santa at Disneyland.
Yes.
And it's included in your ticket.
It's
so
oh my
mall
gosh.
Santa may have cost you $200. Spend $2,000
Seriously.
and go to the parks. But you also get a picture of Santa.
You might as well. And they have the little Pooh's corner area like all decorated.
Oh.
It's so cute over there, which I had no idea that they did. Like, I'm so jealous.
What?
I didn't know that they did that over there. Like
yes.
the meet and greet.
We have been there.
I know, for some reason I don't remember it. But anyway, it's all decorated. And again, we saw another video where like the Winnie the Pooh and friends came out with like little like Santa outfits. Oh my gosh, they're
Perfect.
just adorable.
You can't beat it. So first of all, let's again briefly cover the theming this time of year, what to expect. And again, we're not going to spend too much time since we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. But at Disneyland, again, the entrance is all done up. It looks frozen to me. I don't know if it's officially supposed to look like that, but it does. You've got the floral Mickey greeting you with Christmas cheer and Christmas colors. You walk down Main Street, and actually first you come across a giant Christmas tree.
Gigantic Christmas tree.
It is so pretty, and the lights this year have this like phased look. They lit it for the first time. It was so pretty. Again, it's impressive they can get that thing up there. It's massive.
So quickly, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then all the garland across Main Street with the little Mickey garland in the middle with all the lights. It's stunning.
It is stunning. And then you've also got the Emporium windows. These are worth the stop. So if you see people gathering in front of those Emporium windows, it is worth the 5-10 minutes before you rush off to Indiana Jones or Matterhorn. I know it's exciting, but take a minute to take it in because they are impressive.
They are beautiful.
They're very pretty. Also, there's It's a Small World back in the corner. Don't skip this. I know some of the dads out there and some people are like, boo, It's a Small World. I don't want to hear that music over and over. It is worth it. It is lit up to the nines. It is impressive. And the inside's beautifully done. They've got a little like light show every couple hours and stuff at nighttime.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
I would definitely say this might like make a couple people upset. I prefer the Christmas version over the regular version.
Whoa.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, especially with all the lights outside. Like, can you imagine how long that probably takes them?
That's my first thought is when I see that is how long did it take a group of people to put those up? Super impressive. Next up at DCA, we've got the beautiful entrance. A little less beautiful, I'd argue, of Disneyland. It's just got a huge sign that says Festival of the Holidays. Not very impressive, but it does the job.
But I think they make up for it on Buena Vista Street.
Okay.
Very cute.
Tell me why.
So again, little garland everywhere. Again, different colors than Disneyland. I would say it's more, I don't know if I would say it's as like Hollywood Studios-y, because you know how it's like that vintage Christmas?
Yeah.
But it's just there's a bunch of sparkle and like magic.
Oh, sparkle.
Sparkle and magic. Again, DCA does have their own Christmas tree. I love that they theme it differently than the one at Disneyland. I think there's like different shaped ornaments like horses and
Yeah, it's a little more like that 50s California style.
yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you cannot go wrong with Cars Land during the holidays. Oh, my gosh. It is just so beautiful.
It's hard to beat. I mean, and I think it's a close second to Halloween time in Cars Land.
Right?
Yeah, it's better than the vanilla Cars Land. When it's themed, I think it's better than normal Cars
Oh,
Land.
I 100% agree.
Right?
Yes.
It's just magical.
Great.
Then you've got Paradise Gardens Park. So this is the lost and forgotten part of the park. This is over by... what do you even say? The Sunglass Hut?
Yeah, like I always say Goofy Sky School.
Goofy Sky School.
Boardwalk Pizza area.
It's a little island over there, all unto itself. And that is actually well done for the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some theming over there. Then lastly, Downtown Disney. They always do a fantastic job in there. Little Christmas trees, some lights. The windows of World of Disney is fantastically done. But again, there's some holiday cheer over there as well.
But best of all, we cannot forget to discuss all of the ride overlays during the holiday season.
Yeah.
Starting with one of our favorites, Haunted Mansion Holiday. Again, you cannot go wrong with this thing. It's always decorated starting September through, is it December or January? January, right?
Early January.
Again, you cannot miss the gingerbread house inside of the Haunted Mansion. The smell of it is just absolutely divine. It's just one of our favorites. I actually really miss it this year.
I miss it a ton. You've been watching a ton of ride-throughs, and I've been joining you because I do miss that ride. Next up, you've got Mater's Jingle Jamboree, which is, again, a light theming, I would say, with some new music, some Christmas music while you get thrown around by Mater's tractors. And then Luigi's Joy to the Whirl. We have not ridden this ride during the Christmas overlay.
We haven't. I'm not sure why.
I don't know either.
There is one unfortunate thing that I wish we had, and it's the Jingle Cruise.
What's up with that?
I don't know. And if anyone knows the reasoning behind this, I can't figure it out.
So Disney World still has it. We have not had it for since pre-pandemic.
But they still decorate for it.
Kind of.
Like
just
the outside.
not the ride.
Yeah, they like the outside of it. Like the
queue.
Jingle Cruise skippers have their trees up on like the top. If you're walking by, it's on the top of the building.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't know why either. Maybe they're just like, you've got enough overlays, Disney or Disneyland. We're not going to give you any more. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of rude. They're taking stuff away, and it's not nice. Lastly, I totally forgot to add this into the notes, but there's the hotels. So the Grand Californian is beautifully decorated. Don't miss that gingerbread house as well. They always have fun facts of, it took 87,000 pounds of flour to make this and, 12,000 hours or whatever, some crazy stuff. But that is awesome.
And the newly renovated Toontown, you cannot miss that with
I
all of the
forgot that.
decor. So beautiful. If you guys haven't seen any videos, if you're not going down to the parks, definitely check out YouTube. If you are going to the parks, do not forget to go check out Toontown because it looks stunning during the holidays.
Okay, next section. Let's talk about good old-fashioned Disney food.
Which I think is the best part.
I'm going to argue 70% of the reason you go to Disney is because of that beautiful food. Me, not so much anymore since I can eat only pretty much grass and potato chips is my menu there apparently because they keep taking stuff away.
I know.
All right, let's go through the Festival of the Holiday booths. So these are these beautiful booths down California Adventure. They're scattered throughout the park, mainly over by the pier, right? Or the not the pier, but the water, the body of water.
Yes. So they kind of start over by right when you're getting out of Buena Vista Street, if you're heading towards Adventures Campus, the first booth area is usually right over around there.
You're right. Yes.
And then they kind of trail around the pier.
Okay, kind of by Ariel's Undersea Adventure and all that good stuff. Okay, so let me name the names of these things. Let me list that off, and then I think Caitlin's going to highlight a couple options that you can partake in.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got Brews and Bites, Favorite Things, Grandma's Recipes, that should be the best one, right?
I think so.
Holiday Duets, Making Spirits Bright, Merry Mashups, A Twist on Tradition, and finally, Winter Sliderland.
I honestly have to say I really like the names of the
They're
booths.
fun.
I feel like they do a really good job with that.
And the booths look like they should be there permanently. They're like straight up structures that they lift up, slap down. Very cool.
Yes. And one thing I did want to mention, I kind of was going through the Festival of the Holidays foodie guide, and there was one thing that I'm so sad that we cannot try this year, and it's at Merry Mashups, and it's the Santa's Milk and Cookies hot cocoa.
Oh my gosh.
It's hot cocoa with whole milk, cookies and cream powder, and white chocolate with whipped cream.
Whole milk?
Right?
Oh, that's so rich.
Doesn't that sound amazing?
I didn't know that was the secret to an amazing hot chocolate. So I grew up maybe a little more I don't know. I think it was my mom was worried about I don't want you whatever.
Yeah, my mom was the same way.
Being unhealthy, I guess, whatever. So it was always 2%
Same.
or whatever. But I did try. I think my brother gave me whole milk for hot chocolate once for the first time. It changed my life.
It was so
my mom
good.
deprived me of hot chocolate. That was not hot chocolate. That was chocolate milk. This was hot chocolate.
I'm a sucker for hot chocolate.
I think we buy a little bit of whole milk next shopping trip.
And you have to get that what is it? The peppermint whipped cream.
Oh, you love the
Target.
peppermint whipped cream.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, sorry. So go ahead, continue.
But again, there's a ton of different items at the Festival of the Holidays. That's just one that kind of struck out to me. Again, there's festive mac and cheese. There's a ton of different things.
Oh, the mac and cheese looks so good.
And, of course, there is also food items over at Disneyland, which I think has the better food options.
Okay, so these are non-festival holiday bites.
Yes.
Basically just special holiday stuff scattered throughout the park, right?
Yes. So first up, this is something that I've never had before, but you can find it over at the Jolly Holiday. This is the Thanksmas sandwich, which is oven-roasted turkey breast, gravy, stuffing, cranberry sauce on a rustic bread served with house-made chips, which, by the way, if you get the chips, always ask for a side of aioli. It is so delicious.
Yeah, their aioli there is very delish.
Yes. Now, this is only available November 10th through November 23rd.
What?
Yes.
That's a travesty.
And literally everyone I talk to and watch on YouTube, they all mention the sandwich. It's literally like a Thanksgiving meal in a sandwich.
It looks good.
It
Turkey,
looks amazing.
Cranberry sauce, you name it.
You dip
Stuffing.
it in gravy.
Yeah.
It looks so yummy. Next up, we have a sweet treat over at the Gibson Girl Ice Cream Parlor. It is the Peppermint Sundae, which I'm sure you all have seen. It's 2 scoops of peppermint ice cream, whipped cream, crushed peppermint, a cream-filled cookies, aka Oreos, served in a sprinkle-topped waffle bowl.
Good grief.
Yum. We've, again, never tried this, but it just sounds so delicious.
Sounds delish.
I think I would ask them to add some hot fudge on top.
Okay.
Do you think that would sound
Add
good?
some more sugar. It doesn't hurt.
And then lastly, you can find, really quickly about the Peppermint Sundae, that's only available November 10th through January 9th. So that's the whole Christmas season.
Okay.
So you should be good to go on that one.
Cool.
Lastly, over at Market House, aka Starbucks, they have the Mickey gingerbread cookies, which are crazy popular during the holiday season. Again, soft gingerbread Mickey shaped cookie. These usually sell out in the morning time, especially at the beginning of the holiday season at Disneyland. So this is something we've actually never tried. They're always gone when we're there.
And we apologize. We don't try a ton of things because Caitlin's sweet enough not to like, which I almost have to force her to get stuff that's gluten.
Yeah.
So she doesn't partake in a lot of the beautiful, delicious gluten-filled stuff at the parks.
Yeah.
But I will force her next time we go to try some of this so we can at least give you a review.
Yeah, I definitely want to try these.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all. Again, there's so many more items.
Yeah,
that
we'd spend 2 hours listing them all off. But,
exactly.
Disney does a fantastic job of listing all of us out. We have some Instagram fans that have broken all these down on their Instagram, so maybe we can link those. But they do a fantastic job of covering all the delicious food you can grab during the holidays. All right, next section. Let's talk about entertainment. What can you expect to entertain you and the kiddos during this holiday season?
Yeah, so over at DCA, we had the Festival of the Holidays where you can find Mickey's Happy Holidays.
Yeah, it looks like a little cavalcade. So it's the toy drummers and characters, and they just kind of go through the park and just entertain you.
Yeah, it reminds me of the little toy soldiers from like Toy Story that come out randomly.
Yes.
The little cavalcades. So there's that. And then there's also live music that they usually have kind of like center stage of where World of Color happens. They'll usually have like a stage set up there with different live music, bands, that so on and so forth.
Yeah, there's a ton. There's like 4 or 5 live bands that will do a rotation throughout the season. And they're always really good. Like, honestly, very, very good. I always kind of do the eye roll a little bit of like, oh, they're theme park musicians. No, these people are like great. And being in LA, I mean, or the Orange County next to LA, it makes sense. There's some very skilled musicians down there. And so they definitely show off during this time of year.
And it's just a fun thing to have too, having live music when you're going through the park.
It's perfect, honestly, because people are getting, it kind of feels like do you get like the sense of like a brewery atmosphere? Like you've got live music and you're at these food booths and people are drinking some fun stuff.
I think it's fun. Yeah, especially with the festive items. And then next up we have Disney Viva Navidad, which do not miss. Super awesome. And then we also have World of Color, Season of Light, which is only available during the holiday season.
This one's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, I've heard meh reviews on it.
Yeah. I definitely think that they could do a better job at it. But again, hey, I'm glad that they offer it.
True.
Now, one of my favorite things that happen during the holiday season is over at Disneyland, and it is the Christmas Fantasy Parade, which we touched on a couple weeks ago. Do not miss this parade. It is seriously.
Yeah, we just watched it on YouTube, and it is as magical as I remember it. It's so good. You've got Santa Claus featured in it. You've got Mickey and Minnie. You've got the snowmen that roll through. You've got reindeer. Seriously, what else could you ask for?
It's so good. And I love the song too. That's super important. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Next up, we also have Believe in Holiday Magic, which is Disneyland's fireworks show. Again, as we mentioned, not our favorite, but there are some people out there that absolutely love it. Again, it's going to be beautiful either way. We're just not the biggest fan of the song choices that they've used.
Yeah.
But definitely don't miss it if you're there during the holidays.
I think any fireworks show at Disney is magical. It's just you have to review them and kind of put them up against each other. This would definitely fall at the bottom of our lists just because, again, they managed to make Christmas like a little on the boring side.
Yeah.
The music choices are very bizarre to me. But yeah, it's okay.
It is what it is.
It's decent.
Yes.
And then finally, Wintertime Enchantment. This is basically a fancy name for the light show on the castle.
Yes, which is really fun to watch.
Yeah, so right when the sun comes down, they do a little presentation of that beautiful castle, and it is so good.
Which I think they do the tree lighting first, and then they follow it with the castle.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not 100%, but I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's like a part where it's like, I wish it would snow outside, mother. And they're like, it is snowing, son. And then it features the stuff.
But there is one thing that we kind of wanted to end on. With all these fun things come very large crowds and very long wait times. So we kind of wanted to touch on that just a little bit so you know what to expect.
Yeah, to round it off, we just want to be realistic with you. It is a magical time of year. It's just, we got to be realistic for a second. It's also the busiest time of year. So go in expecting very long wait times if you're not utilizing Genie Plus, which I don't blame you if you don't want to buy that. It's very expensive. Just know you're going to wait very long. We just heard from Fresh Baked himself that It's a Small World, the first day the holidays were opened on Friday, was a 2.5 hour wait.
Which is crazy.
2.5 hours for flipping Small World.
I know.
That is a crime.
I mean, I think it's worth it, but I don't know if I would wait in it.
Okay, you have a 3-year-old in line with you for 2.5 hours? That's not happening.
No.
So
yeah.
That's a little silly. I hope we can avoid that in the future. But again, we've gone on our rants about Genie Plus. Just know if you're going to the parks for the first time in a while, Genie Plus does cause some issues for standby wait times. If it shows 40 minutes, expect to wait 60 to 80. I don't think they're very accurate anymore.
Right.
And so just kind of double that because of Genie Plus ruining everything for everybody else. But just know you're going to have tons of fun. Just because the lines are crazy, just because it's packed, I would argue it's still the most magical time of year. Even just taking a breather, sitting on the curb, eating your peppermint ice cream and drinking a hot chocolate and people watching and being there in the Main Street area, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing to keep in mind, especially like during the holiday season. Again, it could be a stressful time with all the things that people are doing and like wanting to do, but just being able to take a second and just, whether like Caleb mentioned, sitting on a curb with a piece of ice cream or a little gingerbread cookie, like that's just, it's the little moments like that where you can just pause and go, oh, like
Sure.
this is awesome.
We're here.
Yes,
We
we're
made it.
here.
Yeah, and if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to us on Instagram.
Yes.
We've been going there for quite a while now, so we've got a few tips and tricks to hopefully help out during this time of year. And
Yes.
again, we'll hopefully help in any way we can.
Yeah, specifically with allergies as well. We've had a lot of messages recently.
Yeah.
Like, thank you so much. That really makes us happy that you guys
Seriously,
trust us
I
with
want to,
that.
and I want to help you because like I know what it's like going to a place that you don't know about and you're a little nervous if like, can I eat there and am
Yeah.
I going to get sick? So please shoot me a DM on Instagram and would love to help you guys out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening. I think that's the end of it, right?
Yes.
Holidays.
Holidays are
Beautiful.
here.
Next time we talk, we might have a little one, maybe speaking into the mic.
Oh.
We'll apologize in advance. We're trying not to have any breaks in posting these episodes. We might have a couple, maybe a week or two where there's not any episodes. We're working with some friends to hopefully feature a couple episodes from their show that we were on. They've been kind enough to share that with us. So just look out for maybe some of that. We'll keep you updated over on Instagram. Make sure to follow us over there to hear kind of what's going on. Market House Podcast on both Instagram and Threads. We will keep you updated. But again, life's going to get a little different in the next
Yeah.
month here.
Exciting times.
Exciting times. Please consider leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Huge help to the show. Before I forget, please go over to Instagram and check out our fundraiser for Give Kids the World. We are a little over halfway of reaching our goal. Please help us get there to $500 by the end of the month. We would so appreciate that. We have a Patreon, not GiveKidsTheWorld.com. I don't own that. They own that. MarketHousePodcast.com/support. We would love your support over there. Thank you to those who already do that. It is a huge blessing to us to keep this show going. Also, remember to use our Getaway Today link for your future trip bookings. Check out the episode details for that link. It's been fun. It's been fantastic and magical and Christmassy, filled with hot cocoa and cheer.
Bye.